Okay, I restarted and everything. Let me make sure this mic's in the right place. And I'm a little distant from it. I'm here with it, but I'm distant. I'm getting everything set up. Let's go ahead and see if I'm on. Let's turn that off of that. Okay. Now check and see if I'm liking it. Hold on. Be just a second. Let me go and cut the mic for a sec. Yes, I am on. The hardest part about this is keeping the mic cord where it don't get hung up everywhere. But I'm going all the way around the room here. I'm about ready. I am on. I see myself on D-Live right now. So I'm on. I'll be ready to start here in just a bit. And I'm making an archive just in case anything happens, because my internet is really bad. And you'll be able to catch the full archive whenever I can get it uploaded. Don't let bad internet stop me. So if we can't be streaming, then we'll at least be recorded. Everything shall be recorded. Now I'm going to do the invite only session. I'll have to move this box out of my way. It's the box, that little mini stick game player. It's in front of my face. Okay. Yeah, I decided to do a little bit of online today instead of the story. So I'm kind of missing Christine. I was having my Christine blues. My Christine blues. And I hope I'm still on. Let me check and make sure. Yes. I couldn't tell because I was still seeing the pro screen. Because I'm a minute behind nearly. My Christine blues. I dropped that remote, dang it. Let me lay it up here. It shouldn't block my view. She wakes up in the morning and she gets ready. It's actually night. She's gonna take a shower. And then she'll, I guess she goes and meets Lamar. I like that new GTA, the new version. Them buildings are clean. You know, you can't hardly read them in the original. She gets her shower in the morning. Wonder if I'm picking up. Oh yeah, that's right. It's not hooked to the console, so it doesn't hear the microphone. You know, you can sing. You can sing to them when they're showering. I should have done a little bit of Jeff today. I might do a little bit of him too before I go off. Now this may be skipping online, but if it is, I'm going to post my full archive later. I have no way of monitoring that because if I turn that up, it's going to be a noise fest. Now I'm not sure what it really appears like, because I'm seeing a little teeny tiny phone window of the stream. But I will post the full archive. And before I get started, I'm going to go back over here and make sure I did push record. That's going to be important right now. And yes, I did push record, so we are good as go. My Jesus loves me when I knows me. That's it. When I'm lonely. I was listening to Elvis's gospel music the other day. My Jesus knows me when I am lonely. It's all about Jesus, y'all. You know, I'm losing my patience with all sides, though. You know, it's all these people running with all that satanic imagery and trying to make him sound like he was sacrificing those people. He wasn't doing that. You want to know what happened? You can plainly see what happened. I've been, if anybody who says otherwise hasn't been to many concerts as I have. I've been up there in that front many a times in a freaking wheelchair, and they will run over you in a freaking wheelchair just to get to somebody big. You let somebody famous come out, somebody big that's been around a while, they go crazy in the back. Now that crowd was bigger. I can only imagine what it's like. Now I don't have no idea about the drugs and all that. We was at a festival one time where they were raping girls. And I was up high. You know, they used the thing about him being up on the stage. Well, I was at the Riverfront Park, and you know, there's a big hill, and then there's the hill in between it, and then there's the ground down there by the stage. Well, I was up on the freaking hill, right there, right across from the stage. I could actually look down on everything. I did not see those people being raped. I read about that a few days later. I'm losing my patience with all sides. They're just trying to market. Anybody saying that's just trying to draw attention to either their TikTok or their website. Because I'm going to tell you right now, yes, there's satanic imagery. But that satanic imagery has been in that a very long time. I mean, The Doors was dark. The Doors was dark and even produced by Rothschild. You had Black Sabbath. They got this song. It was about a demon. And I can't think of the lyrics right now. But I always loved that song. And he's got a scream in it. Somebody help me! Ah! It's really low. It sounds like a worship or something. Or some kind of sacrifice. Doom, 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 doom. It's real slow. It's a Black Sabbath song. I used to play it every Halloween. Anybody who's talking about that is just trying to either draw attention to their TikTok or their website. You can plainly see what happened. Drake comes out. I mean, it was already going on. But it got bad when Drake come out. He's a big celebrity. I've been in there. That about crushed me in a wheelchair when they see big people. I try to stay away from them pits, though. But you know, even those pits are not as bad as they claim they are. A lot of times, nobody really hurts each other. You know, like I saw this old douche, this guy. He claimed he was a preacher. He was out preaching to a Marilyn Manson crowd. He's going on about I'm doing all this stuff. Them Marilyn Manson pits and stuff. Them people aren't like that. Indeed, they tried to invite me into the pit. This boy said, "Oh, it's going to be so fun. You come up here and let me put your wheelchair in there. We'll put you on let you ride the crowd." I said, "I think not." This is when they played with Slayer. I saw Marilyn Manson with Slayer. Yes, satanic energy exists in this stuff. And I understand there's probably a satanic reason behind the people putting it there. That doesn't mean the artist is a satanic person, or some of them may or may not be. He may or may not be. But I don't think he sacrificed some people to Satan. I think what happened was the audience got overexcited or overheated or was taking drugs. And now that stuff about the injecting people, I can't say it didn't happen, and I can't say it happened. But I'm getting out with all sides on this. Because they're trying to paint him as some kind of... And I watched the show. I went back and watched the stream before I decided... I commented about it right when I just saw the videos. I thought, oh, so they got the real concert. So I'll go watch the whole thing. I'm telling you, from his view, he just seen a pit of cell phones. And that's how it really is. Plus, he has the lights blinded. If you've ever been up there near them lights, you can't see a damn thing. I sat under the lights of TV for Billy Ray one time. When he was on what he was Nashville Now. I was actually there on TV with my Guns N' Roses shirt. I've got the screenshot there above my Twitter. We was under those lights. You don't see with those lights. I'm sorry. I hate to bust some bubbles. There's a lot of misinformation going on about that show. On a lot of other, on some right sides and some left sides. And people on TikTok just trying to market it off of it. They want to draw attention to their TikToks. A lot of misinformation. I wasn't even a fan of his, by the way. I don't like that type of music. Although it's basically pretty much what I create now, because I have to create beats just like... He started beating around the same time I did. He started learning to make beats around the same time I did. Now, I'm not that good at it. Just in that music. Maybe it always rose. Oh yeah, they got radio in there, and I got it low, so because they can't. So I don't want it broadcasting. So if it's copyrighted, it mutes my sound. Uh-oh. I need to find her some jobs. Oh, yeah, she's got to go see Lamar. Let's pull her over and get her on the map. Got foggy it is today. Yeah, that satanic energy's been there for a very long time. Like they're going on about the part in the mouth thing. That's from Willy Wonka. You know, he's got his big mouth open and they walk through it. Marilyn Manson actually did that in a video. It comes from Willy Wonka. Boy, that feed sure is look pixelated. Peeking to the hole, I struggle for control. Come out. And we're going to find Lamar. Oh, Lamar. Looking at the car wash. There he is. I think I'm going on the right path. Try not to run anybody. I don't want no pigs on me today. Trying to make sure I go right. I don't want to take a wrong turn. You fucking shit. Oh, my throat is dry. If you've ever been a part of them crowds and you've been there for a whole lot, we've been a lot. And I've been at the back of the place, which is probably the best place to be. I mean, you can't see. But if anything, my daddy, he used to sort of do that. Because he'd go to help put the wheelchair up. He didn't like rock and roll. Or at least he claimed he did. One of his last memories he talked about was Skid Row on his deathbed. But he claimed he didn't like rock and roll. But that was one of the last things he talked about. He was honored that they put us up there front and center for the whatever they called that show, where they did the acoustic at the what was that place called? Hooters. Oh, they got a controversy about Hooters the other day. I seen it. The big girls in the little shorts. He was telling my cousin, I believe. Yeah. When he dropped by to visit. And I couldn't even actually believe he was talking about that. But it's always one of my favorite rock and roll tales. Because I'm telling you, he didn't like us listening to Skid Row. He thought they was corrupting us. He would complain about us listening to Skid Row when we were kids. Of course, I think it was Sebastian Bach he didn't like. And Johnny Solinger was the singer then. I'm pretty sure it was probably most likely Bach he didn't like. But yeah, I don't guess he would have liked that. I don't know though. He was glad when he saw Axl Rose, so maybe he did sort of like Guns N' Roses. I heard him telling the family about when we saw Guns N' Roses. He'd always defend Marilyn Manson. He'd say, I thought I was actually going to see a really bad dude. And I get there and he's just like all the other rock stars. He's just selling his album. That's what he said. He said, I was prepared to see sacrifices and everything else. And I sort of exaggerated there. I don't think he actually said sacrifices. But he was thinking he was going to see some bad stuff. I sort of exaggerated the tale there. But he did. He thought he was going to see some bad stuff. I don't remember if I told Manson's father that when I met him or not. Because we only probably was with him about 5-10 minutes. And I did remember that I told him that I didn't think his son was as bad as they were saying he was. Oh no, I am everything they said he was. Oh no, he is everything they said he was. Oh no, I am. Well, I told his father I didn't ever believe it. Part of him must have bought it though, but not completely. Because you know it. That's pretty good though when you can't tell art from reality. Oh no, I think I'm going to tell you what happened with him. I think he just got rubbed the wrong way by the wrong Christians and he decided to defend them. That's just my opinion. I have never interviewed Marilyn Manson. I've never interviewed anybody for a podcast or anything. But that's just my take. I mean, I know I'm that way. You do me. Like I said, I've said many a times, some of them people would be out there being mean and hate-filled, and I'd tell my family, I said, if I wasn't a Christian, I'd probably hail Satan and everything. I can't force myself to do it. But I'd probably do that too. I'd probably claim Satan too if I was treated the way some of them fans have been treated. A lot of times I just watched it. I'd look them in the eye though. They'd always look like it's like they knew they crossed a Christian, because they'd get this shameful look in their faces. I'd look them in the eye. Yeah, they'd get them shameful looks in their faces, like I'm ashamed. Of course, you know I was in a wheelchair. That might have been it. They might have been looking on pity because I was in a wheelchair. You know, people does you that way too. You don't need to pity me. I just couldn't walk too far is all. I'm pretty strong when it comes to certain things. I just can't walk too far. I still can't walk too far, even all this weight off of it. I had to use what I call the granny stroller because we don't have the vehicle to carry around that heavy wheelchair. It was heavy. It was made for 300. Well, I was 360 back then when they got it, I was. I was either 345 or 360. I don't remember when they gave it to me. I believe it's 360. This has been made for a pretty big man. It's pretty heavy. Indeed, I remember the guy that installed our ramp on the back. He asked me about that. He said, "What did the chair weigh?" He said, "I'm afraid it might break this van in two." And I told him, they say it's about 90 pounds. And I said, "Oh, that should be about fine." It was a pretty heavy chair. I think it said it was about 95 pounds, 90 to 95 pounds. Heavy thing. Well, now our vehicle don't carry it, so I have to just use the granny. Which is probably sort of good, because if I get tired, I can just... Back then, I couldn't even find a granny cart big enough for me, and I did eventually find a granny cart big enough. That thing's just big. I call it wide load. You can't get it through doors or nothing. It sits comfortabler than the little one, but I wouldn't dare be that big again to go back to it. It was also up higher. But this is why it's about the size of 2 doors. You probably have to have 2 doors to get it in anywhere. I call it wide load. I did eventually find one. And when we could use the chair, I got to where I would lend it to my mother. If we could use it. But this is before our other van tore up. I just let her use it, and I used the chair. But I went and bought it because I found it. I tried to find one of them before I got the freaking chair. I didn't want a chair. I'd been in a wheelchair once before, and I never wanted to be back in that fucker again. Back when I hurt my leg real bad, and I had to ride one for about 6 months. 9 months, actually, and then they put me on a walker. And I couldn't about make the walker, so I had to go back to the freaking wheelchair. And then finally I got to where I could walk again. And I never wanted to be in that fuck again. So I did everything to, and I know I cussed. I'm in rock and roll mode since I started talking about rock shows. I never wanted to be one of them motherfucks again. It's a horrible life. You see how disabled people get treated when you're in them things. I don't talk about disabled people even when I can get around, because I saw how they got treated when I wasn't even before I even knew I was disabled. When I was a kid, I just thought I was sick. I didn't know I had a neurological issue and all this other stuff. I had my back issues. But you know, my daddy was one of them people that didn't believe in disabilities. Indeed, he was that way for a long time. So indeed, I actually heard him say it. He said, "I used to think different when I was young, son." So when I was a kid, that was instilled in me. But then I realized I just wasn't able to do it. It eventually got where I couldn't even get around. I gained all kinds of weight when I got where I couldn't get around to do it. And I'm telling you, I would walk 90 miles. I mean, not 90 miles. 90 minutes. I don't know what that'd be in miles. But it was just back and forth, you know, around the room. Around, circular, or outside, up and down the road. I'd walk for I'd build it up to 90 minutes. I started out with 30, then I went to 60, and then I went to 90, and I was starting to get really skinny too. I mean, indeed, people was telling me, "Are you anorexic?" No, I wasn't anorexic. I was just walking, and I eventually built up to 90 minutes. But then I got where I just wasn't able to do it. I just slacked off about 1990. We're going back in the 90s. It was 94 to 96. About 95 and 96, I started slacking off. I got where I wasn't able to make it. I'd be winded. I'd have to sit down. So it started hitting me there in the 90s, really. Around 94 and 5. 4, I was fine. 5, it started getting harder. And then by 6, and then that's when I gained all that weight between those years. 1996 to 1999 and early 2000s, I gained all that weight. And then I had another spell that was triggered by a pill, triggered by one of my diabetes pills, which is how I winded up in the wheelchair again. I never wanted to be in a wheelchair. Back then, it was just an injury. I was just recovering from the injury. But I never wanted to be in one of them fuckers again. Then I had to, I cried back then. I cried. I'd cry for God to heal me. That was one of them times where I was asking him to show himself. You know, I've told my story about how I was as a kid. I don't count myself as a Christian back then. Even though I was raised to believe in God, I was always, show yourself to me, Lord. And then finally in 94, I finally started realizing that he was there, and then I decided to start reading the Bible and being a Christian. Never was a good one, but I started believing in him, and I said that prayer. And there's still areas I need to give to him. One of them's my rebellion, but part of me is scared to let it go. But I'm afraid that if I let it go, I'll be a cuck and submit to things that I shouldn't submit to. But you know, I'm actually seeing the opposite of that by watching Jonathan Shuttlesworth and the Shuttlesworths and Rodney Howard Brown. I see you don't have to submit to that stuff. Because if you listen to these other schmucks and when you hear what they're teaching in those theology schools, you understand why them schmucks are that way. But I was hearing about something even more scarier the other day. You know, there was one thing I never could figure out. You remember when the Iraqis all walked away? They dropped their guns. That always made me scratch my head. Well, the other night, I was watching a video, and they got this thing called the Voice of God. The Voice of God. And they literally pretended to be Allah and told those people to drop their weapons. I'm thinking maybe they used the Voice of God on some of these churches that have rolled over to this, and I can't talk about it here. I wished I could cut the mic on just the feed, and then it'd just be my video. But unfortunately, I won't talk about it. We'll talk about that on my podcast. So once again, I had to remember where I'm at. Just look up the Voice of God. I'm telling y'all, that puzzled me, how they just dropped everything and walked away and dropped their weapons. That seems stupid to me. We're talking about people that are tough-neck people. What would make them walk away? I believe in the Voice of God.
Listen, this is
I done lost where I was going. I was going to see Lamar.
I heard you were
Wonder which way you go to get to him. I can't see that purple line. Dang it. Am I going to turn around? I'm going to get her off on an exit. I got embedded in what I was talking about. There was an exit. I missed it. Well, you know what? I know it's dangerous. Yep, you asshole. You ass Matt, we going back to the exit. This ain't real life, it's a video game. You ass Matt. If it was real life, I'd just have to suffer. Because it's a video game, I say, with one finger, I say, fuck that.
Don't say anything. I don't know you. Or maybe I do. I don't remember. I got a job. A job that's so hot, we're going to bury it in an
ex-government
facility under about 100 feet of desert. You think you're up for it?
Ahoo, werewolf London.
This is bigger than any bank job we could ever pull.
Yeah, that puzzled me about all those people walking away. I mean, you're talking about tough people. Iraqis are tough. They're not going to just walk away for no reason. Unless they're thinking they're here inside. Ahoo, I'm toward this car I was leaving. Let's try to find that Lamar. Boy, I wonder where he's at. I've gotten so far away. So far away from me. So far away from me. So far, I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far from me. Oh, what was their names? Dire Straits. I want my MTV. I want my MTV. You're so far away from me. You're so far, I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far from me. I'll probably never find Lamar, just like I didn't get home last night with the other guy. You're so far away from me. You're so far, I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far from me. You're so far away from me. You're so far, I just can't. Ah, you son of a bitch. You're so far away from me. You're so far from me. See, the problem is, it's not God why I don't want to give up the rebellion. People says, oh, you just want to rebel against God and stuff. You know, old mean preachers. Not with me, it's not. I'm afraid I'm going to bow down to man. You see, I don't want to bow down to some man. That's why I don't give it up. I've rebelled against men since I was a kid. And I never want to stop that, even as a Christian. And I'm afraid they might grab some Bible verse. Of course, I guess I'm smarter than that. Because I will be, come on, man. Come on, man. You serious? You going to use that against me? Well, 99% of the time they take them Bible verses out of context. Come on, man. Come on, man. I love rebelling against man. I don't care if you bow down to no man. Y'all don't catch me bowing to nobody. I might honor them if I think they're worthy of honor. I might salute them if I think they're worthy of salutation. But I'm not going to bow down to them. Kiss their ring. Like one time I saluted the king of Jordan. He got in this jet and he fought ISIS himself. He led his team to fight ISIS. And I said, man, I don't salute kings on earth. But I got to salute that. Without bowing to him, of course. I might give him an honorary nod. I'm going to bow to Jesus. But I want to bow to Jesus. He's worth it. He actually got up there on a cross and died for people. He died for his people. And anybody who wants to believe in him. He done it for everybody. It's just only the few accept it. That's worth saluting. Just like I thought when that guy went in his plane. You know, a lot of these old kings and presidents, they call from the chair. He got in this plane and he done it himself. He led his army. You know, that's what they did in the old days. That's what King David did in them. You ain't gonna be sending nobody to jail now as you got hit, schmuck. You won't be recovering. Okay. Speaking of which, I did my workout pretty good last night, and I thought I hurt my shoulder there for a little bit. But what happened was, thank God it ain't hurting this morning. It got caught up in my freaking hair. That band. That thing got caught in my hair and it caused me to hurt my shoulder this morning. I never had that happen before. But luckily I woke up and it's fine. It's a little sore. Oh, that was funny. I didn't deliberately do it. Sometimes I deliberately do it with Christine. That was funny. I'm going to have to get off here in a minute. She didn't deliberately do it that time either. It was stuck. For some reason or she's sliding there over here. I gotta get up my little Nintendo Switch and play it again. I ain't played it in weeks. Since I'm having to get the computer out anyway, next time I go on, I think I may get it out. Unless I'm tired. Leroy's Electronics. Unless I'm too tired to fool it. And I've even charged my little generic controller. Now she's got the damn police on her. Whoa! Mira Park. Welcome. Is that where Lamar is at? That ain't where he's at, is it? He's going around in circles. Round and round, what comes around and we just give it time. Round and round, what comes around goes around. I'll tell you why. Dig, looking at you, looking at me, the way you move. You know it's easy to see the neon lights on me tonight. I'm gonna make you mine. Boy, I used to love that when I was a kid. That's probably one of my early heavy. I still listen to them every once in a while. I'll get them out and listen to Rat. I pray for him to have a speedy recovery. In Jesus' name, amen. You know, he took some kind of cancer. Looking at you, looking at me, Stephen Percy. The neon nights on me tonight, time and time. Round and round, what goes around comes around. I'll tell you why. Them and Van Halen and Kiss, Motley Crue, of course. I used to see Motley Crue on radio in 1999. You know what that is? It was a pre-WWE. Well, I mean, that was on there. But you know, WWE wasn't the big thing it was what it originally became. On USA Network. Radio in 1999, they showed videos. Looking at you, looking at me. Yeah, WWE was on there too, because I would see them on. I'd see Bobby the Brain. Bobby the Brain. But she's trying to get away from those police. Oh! Dang. That was a fall. She smashed up another vehicle. Ain't no front left on that vehicle. And she still ain't got them cops off her back. Oh no. It was good to play Christine again after a few days. Ha ha! Christine's coming to mow you down. Christine's gonna mow you down just like a bitch. Like a bitch. Like a bitch. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Oh, there's a train. I hear it. She's on there with a train. I hear it. You better run, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, man. Get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Woo! I think she finally got off the track. Look at that car. There ain't hardly much left of it. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way. The sunset in Los Santos. Christine, there's a train in the background. I might have to get off here in a minute. I never did find Lamar. Something wrong. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Here we go. Of course, you do have to. I'm going to close with this, as I started out with it. You do have to wonder what their purpose is with all this satanic imagery. They are trying to bring the devil into our world. That's why Christians have to bring Jesus into this world. Because his spirit is bigger than the world and bigger than Satan. And no amount of satanic imagery will ever change that. Jesus is Lord. Woo! That was a good flip. No amount of satanic energy will ever undo Jesus. He thinks he will. He's a loser. He's done lost. That devil's done lost. I'm going to close with that because we're going to have to get out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Let's run her off. I'm going to go out that way. Go out on the water. I don't want to drown her though. Come on, get up. Let's take a swim before we get out of here. I'll get her safely back to shore. But I think to the artist himself, I think a lot of that's just become art. It's considered looking bad, so they want to look bad. You know I'm bad, I'm bad. You know it, you know, you know, you know, you know. Come on. And the whole world has to answer right now. Just tell me once again, who's bad? They want to just look bad. But if you really want to look bad, get you a Bible, start preaching the Word of God, baby. That's really bad. It's super bad to represent Jesus. Now I'm talking about bad and bad, not bad like evil bad. I've always liked preachers. I just didn't like some of the religious stuff that went along with it. You know I'm bad, I'm bad. You know it, you know. Yeah, everybody wants to look bad. Everybody wants to look cool. And that includes rock stars and artists. You know, Kurt Cobain was the anti-cool. But I bet deep inside even he wanted it. He just didn't admit it. You know I'm bad, I'm bad. You know it, you know. You know, you know, you know. Come on. And the whole world has to answer right now. Just tell me once again. Who's bad? Who's cool? I ain't never gonna get her to shore. The voice of God. You read the Bible, you'll hear the real voice of God. The voice of God. That makes you question everything, including your thoughts, when you hear that some of the things they can do. And it ain't just conspiracy theory, y'all. These people have been working on this technological stuff for ages. What do you think Hitler was doing? They brought all them schmucks over here. The voice of God. I am God. Drop your weapon. Okay, Lord. That's why I question him when I hear something. Even if I think it's God, I question it. And I have to actually see that it was God before I actually. And I've told the Lord this. I've said, Lord, I'm sorry if I hear you and I don't know it's you. You just have to forgive me. I have to actually see it. One, I have to see it in the Bible where he said it before. Because if he said it before, he'll say it again. I have all kinds of tests before I actually believe it's God. Exactly because of the voice of God. I didn't even know about it. But I believe it because I don't know why them Iraqis would have dropped all of them at one time, dropped all their guns. That don't sound right to me. I mean, you're not talking about armies that were trained with woke crap, woke bullshit. You're talking about armies that was taught to kill. I mean, Saddam Hussein liked having Christians around him in his cabinet because he knew the Christian was more honest. He manipulated that to he thought the Christian would be more honest than an unbeliever. So he kept Christians in his cabinet. I guess he found out they can be snakes too. A lot of them can be worse snakes than some of the worldly snakes. You gotta watch them, because they think they're forgiven in the name of Jesus. Just saying. Just saying. But that's what Saddam Hussein believed. Oh, I put it back in the water after I got her out. Dang it. Now I gotta get her back to the water. Then I'm gonna get out for today. She get on top of a bill. She's in the middle of nowhere, ain't? Yes, she is. But I'm just getting out anyway. When we come back, she'll be back in her apartment. So I'm going to take that and close, and we never found Lamar. There's the path to him, though. How long was I on? Yeah, every time D-Live has a freaking clock on how long you've been on. I ain't seeing it. Oh, I see it now. I was on 51 minutes. And it's just 51 minutes of my jibba-jabba. But I enjoyed jibba-jabbing with you today. Just having a conversation like you'd be at a bar or something. Just talking away like a podcast, but it's gaming. Even flow, lots around like butterflies. I'll see y'all next time.